Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to do a little bit different style we're going to unbox here. We were approached by somebody who wanted to reuse a old case, but wanted to put in a little bit more powerful stuff to do some video editing. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to see if this is going to work. They don't have, what they're going to use is CS6, Adobe Premiere CS6. And for that, Adobe Premiere Series, especially for the Mercury playback engine, it requires an NVIDIA card because it uses CUDA. Now, the only NVIDIA cards that work with it are Quattro cards or really expensive as like a GTX 570 or a 460, for example. I want to get some of them there, you can see. GTX 470 will actually interface directly with Adobe CS6, CS5, CS4. Then you have the 570 and the 580 will also be supported, but unfortunately these cards are getting old and they die. This one is dead. So what do? The newer NVIDIA cards are definitely much more energy efficient, they're cooler, but they don't directly interface with Adobe CS6. So there's a unofficial kind of like a little hack that you could do to get a NVIDIA card to interface with, or so for Adobe CS6 to actually recognize it, to see it, so that it can use the CUDA cores in them. And you need the CUDA cores for parallel processing to help you render, transcode in Adobe Premiere CS6. But what we're going to do is we're going to set up a system that's going to be using the GeForce GTX 650 Ti. This is the overclocked version from Asus. It's the dual fan, and it's got 2 gigs of GDDR5. It is factory overclocked. I believe the it does have, it supports up to 6 monitors. And let me get the CUDA core count, because the CUDA cores are what's kind of important here. The more CUDA cores in Adobe Premiere CS6, the better. So this has 768 CUDA cores. It has a 128-bit bus, which isn't the best, but they were on a budget, and so that's what we decided to go for. Let's see, it is overclocked, and it's got a core clock of 980 megahertz, and the RAM is running at 5400 megahertz. So it's not too bad, not too bad. Again, we're working on the budget for the customer here, and what they're going to put in, we stressed this, was to get the i7 4770K, and we've unboxed this before, but we can do it again. And what we have in front of us here is MSI's Z87 G41 PC Mate motherboard, and pretty affordable. So that's why we went for it. We're trying to build a system that can work on a budget here, and so we're gonna do a little bit of unboxing. We're gonna unbox 3 of these components together because it makes more sense that way. But let's start off with the graphics card, since we started off with the graphics card, introducing the graphics card. So this graphics card here, I mean, definitely meant for gaming, on a budget, but Asus's dual fan cooling solution is definitely very attractive. You're going to be able to support 4 monitors on this, and why don't we take it out of the box? And they have that nice Asus box, and it's a big box, and must be kind of a pain in the butt in shipping, so that's why I was wondering about this. But oh, nice packaging. So you have your styrofoam on the side here to really help cushion everything. You have a little package on top here, and on top it's empty space. You have your speed. What's that? Speed setup too?
Yep.
Yeah, speed setup. It looks like it's just a graphics card install guide. If you've never done it, it's kind of thick actually. You have your driver and GPU tweak. This is the overclocking software that Asus gives with you. So it is the driver and GPU tweak. Probably the customers that could be using that. And let's see what's under all this foam. And tiny card, big packaging. It's actually bigger than the other 650 Ti's that I've seen. 650 Ti, only because of the heatsink. The board itself is about the same size as the other 650 Ti's that we've seen here. And here is the packaging here. It is an Asus board, so they made their own board on this version. It's a little bit shorter. We have a dual fan set up here, and let me turn it around. So this is what it looked like on the side and the back. So you have your VGA, this should be a dual link DVI, and then this is going to be your HDMI. So big heatsink, so which is nice. The memory is cooled on the top side, which is important to note. Too, do we have a flashlight around here? We'll probably shine the flashlight on it later, but I do want to point out that, which is really important, especially, I'm sorry, I take that back. It looked like the memory was cooled, but actually it's not. The memory looks like it's cooled, but that's a tricky thing because under here, I can see memory that's exposed, so it's not cooled actually. But it's a nice little setup. See what else is in there? Nothing else really. So a lot of packaging for no really good reason. But I guess if gets you excited, I guess. But why don't we put this aside and unbox the motherboard. I'm kind of on and off on MSI. Some of their high-end boards are very nice. The other boards, I kind of had some bad luck with it. But this is the military class version. And so basically military class means that they use components similar to what the military would use on, their electronics. Specifically the chokes and the solid capacitors. So they're advertising 12 years on the solid caps, and their chokes can handle up to 60 amps. So it is, can't deny the physical quality of it. If it actually will work all the way through is another thing. Another thing to note, this particular motherboard can actually display 3 outputs. So it is natively you can display 3 outputs if you don't want to use a discrete graphics card and you just want to use the HD 4000 graphics in the processor. So let's take a look. Pretty reasonable at $129.99. And there's not much to this, is there? Let's see what's on the bottom. Okay, so we got your manual, multilingual, your drivers and utilities. I don't think that MSI ever gives stickers. A quick install guide, and they really cheap out here. They only give you 2 SATA cords. That's pretty cheap, and a pretty generic looking I/O plate. But again, for the price, can't really complain, I guess. $129.99, not bad, not bad. Here is the board itself. There's no foam or anything protecting it, but the board is that standard MSI brown color. If you notice, the board is a little bit more narrow. I just noticed that, so it's not an extended board or anything like that. You have 4 DIMMs. I believe this is going to support memory up to 2133. Let me just double check that in the back. DDR3 3000 megahertz. Whether or not it will support that on all 4 DIMMs, I don't know yet. I might support them just on the first 2 DIMMs. So, but it's not really, as you can see, they're dark chokes, and it's very very plain looking. Compared to anything else out there, so not compared to the other Z87s, you'd be kind of surprised, So, but you've got 1, 2 PCI Express. This should be supporting Crossfire X. This should be 16X. This should be 8X, and then you have 2 mini PCI Express, 2 legacy PCI. In terms of USB 3 front header, it has 1 USB 3 front header, and it looks like it has only 2 regular USB front headers there, okay? You have your ports here. You have 4. They should be all native SATA 3 now. And then you have your power 24-pin CPU fan 1, CPU fan 2, 8-pin power connector, which is nice. Your PS2, 2 USB 2.0, 2 USB 3.0, HDMI, VGA, DVI, 2 USB 3.0, your LAN, and then you know, your HD audio out. But that's basically what we're going to try to work with on top of so we're betting on a system that's going to have raw processing power in terms via the Core i7 4770K, so that when they do Premiere or Photoshop, they can, if it's CPU intensive, it will actually use all the cores. And we're betting on hopefully the 650 Ti doing its job the best they can on the budget. And of course, this customer probably won't be overclocking, so they can use the pathetically small heatsink that Intel keeps providing with their Core i7 4770K. But thanks for watching. We're going to do a final video, a part 2 video on this once the system's all built, and we're actually going to see if the little hack works with Adobe Premiere CS6, and if it shows any difference in terms of processing. Because what we'll do is we're going to put in a card that's not supported by Adobe CS6, and then we're going to use the hack to see if we can get the 650 Ti to be recognized by Adobe CS6. And I realized I didn't actually tell you the price of the 650 Ti. This one is $179.99, depending on where you get it. So thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, place them at the bottom of the video.